Mic testing 1 to 3. Sorry, my mic is on mute. Hello, and welcome everyone to another live stream of SYWK podcast. So, basically, tonight's special is Jinn horror stories for people who are on Instagram. Mainly, I am live on YouTube. So, if you have my YouTube channel, then please come on YouTube and join me because the main fun, असली मजा YouTube में है. तो अगर आप Instagram में सुन रहे हो, YouTube पे आ जाओ. The link of my channel will be in my bio, or you can just go on YouTube and type SYWK. Anyways, for people on YouTube, welcome once again. If you're new here, thank you for coming, thank you for joining. And if you're new, you need to do one thing: subscribe to my channel, like the stream, and if you enjoy horror stuff, you are at the right platform. And if you are my old follower, old subscriber, old friend, then thank you once again for coming back. And let's begin the live stream. Before I begin the live stream, I would like to see if my audio is fine. Just give me a minute. Before I begin the live stream, I would like to see. Yes. Audio is fine for people who are on Instagram. Please join me on YouTube because that's the main fun, because people will be joining on YouTube. They will be sharing their stories. I will be sharing some amazing Jinn stories. So this is a special night where we will be talking only about Jinn stories. Sorry for my throat, because again I have got some throat infection and I cannot talk, but I can talk for you guys, because for almost 6 to 7 hours I did not speak to anyone, and now I have rested my vocal cords and now I can speak to everyone. So anyone firstly who is watching this stream, if they would like to share their ghost stories, if they would like to share their experience, so just talk about something supernatural or paranormal, you guys can click the link in the description, join the stream, and I can get you and we can speak. And if anyone is there watching right now, you can send a hi, hello, how are you, whatever, you can just put in the chat. And whoever is there on Instagram, once again I would like to tell you guys that I am live mainly on YouTube, so do join me on YouTube. The link is in the description, not in the link of my channel is in my bio, description, bio, YouTube, Instagram. I'm getting too much confused. Okay, so now I have shared the link with you, okay, in the chat, as well as the link is there on my YouTube description. So do join me and let me know if you would like to share something. Hello, 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 Madhuri. This is my Maushi, and welcome to my channel. I believe it's the first time you are there on my live stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Your son, Mr. Sachit, he's a really exciting person when it comes to tell ghost stories. And for people who don't know, Sachit was there on my channel and he was on my first ever episode where we shared ghost stories. And Madhuri is the mother of Sachit, and definitely she might be also having amazing ghost stories. So, if you have any ghost stories, then do join the stream and let me know. So, what we will do is we will begin with the live stream now. Okay, in the sense, we will begin with the session where today's special is Jinn Stories. So, we are just going to talk about jinns and we are going to talk about the types of jinns as well. So, firstly, to begin with, I am currently living in the Middle East, and here, especially in the Middle East, especially in the Islamic country, you hear a lot about jinns. You hear a lot about such kind of creatures, especially in the Islamic country, because according to Islam, jinns do exist. Now, it's not that I am talking in a religious way, but I am just giving you the information what I have found on the internet, the information what I have spoken to some of my Muslim friends here in the Middle East, and what they have given me the information. And I have got some jinn stories which people have submitted either on some online platform. Maybe I've got an article where people have submitted their jinn stories. So basically this stream is going to be all about jinn, jinn and jinn. So here we go. So to begin with, what we are going to do is I am going to share a particular story. Okay, so now this is a half baked story because for people who don't know, my dad has been in the Middle East country for almost 50 years. He has always lived here. And normally, I, used to come to the Middle East country for holidays back then when I was studying. So my schooling, everything was done in India. But sometimes I used to come for holidays here. And there was a cousin of mine. Now he's not in the Middle East. He has settled down in India. But when I used to come for holidays, there was a cousin of mine. I'll not take the names and all because a lot of, you know, you understand why I don't take names. So let's name him Ajay. Okay, Ajay is a favorite character in all my stories. Ajay is going to be there. So in this story also, let's name him Ajay. So now Ajay had a friend who was working with Vijay. Quite strange. Uh, so the story goes this way, okay? So now Ajay and Vijay, they are working in a small construction company, okay? And they came from India and they are working in the Middle East. Now, a normal single person, the company would give an accommodation where a lot of people would share. And till now, a lot of labor class people or a lot of single people, they share the apartment and stay for economical reasons. The rent can be divided and for all other reasons. So basically, the Ajay Vijay came from India and it was their first time, traveling to a different country. Now I'm going to, you know, tell you some things which will be believable for a couple of people and which will not be believable for many people, because the story itself is something very weird, and this I heard when I was in the 12th or 13th standard. And for quite some time I did not believe this, but when I experience a first hand story related to a jinn, that is the time I understood that yes, this story also, what I'm going to narrate, can be true, because the experience is true, and the person who has experienced that is still alive today by the grace of God. So the story goes this way: Ajay Vijay works in the construction company. First time they have come to the Middle East, and normally, for a bachelor, they give a sharing accommodation, like a company accommodation, where whoever works in that company keeps, when whoever stays there, whoever works there, they stay in that accommodation. So now, one evening, okay, Ajay did not wanted to come home. He, after work, he went to the mall, he went everywhere else, and he did not wanted to come home. So Vijay asked him that, boss, where are you? You come home, because they used to have dinner together, and they didn't know anyone else, because they were new to the country. So they decided that they'll have dinner together, and they'll chill together, because they didn't have anyone else. And back then they used to have this bunker beds, where one person used to sleep on top, another person used to sleep down, and in one room there used to be four people. So now this flat was a 2 BHK flat. So at least 8 people were staying in that flat, all bachelors. So Ajay started behaving very weird, that every day now after work he used to avoid going home. He used to just go home, like just to sleep, and that also he used to reach home by 1 2 o'clock, sleep for max to max till 4 o'clock in the morning, get up 4 o'clock in the morning, get ready, and he's at the office for no reason. Office does not even open at 5 6 o'clock, but he's just there. He was not ready to stay in that apartment. So Vijay asks Ajay, "Arey, kya ho gaya? If there is any problem, please, please tell me. I can try to help you. Is someone troubling you in the office, or someone troubling you in the apartment? Let me know." So one evening, when it was a weekend for them, they were, sitting and drinking in their apartment, because Vijay said to Ajay, "Nay, you have to tell me what is the thing." And Ajay was just not ready to sit at home, but Vijay somehow forced, Ajay to sit at home, and then everything was told. So basically, what happened is, when Ajay used to sleep in the night, and this was the initial days when uh, they came to the Middle East. This was just a month had passed, and he had experienced that. So basically, what had happened is that Ajay was sleeping on top on the bunker bed, and Vijay was sleeping down. So now Ajay, who was sleeping on top, he could feel something heavy on his chest every night. Okay, and he used to not get sleep. So maybe he thought that he has traveled to a different country, it's a new country, he's still getting used to this atmosphere, getting still used to all the culture and this and that, and also he felt that it was something mentally, that he was not getting sleep. But then he started realizing that every night his chest pain started increasing, but in the morning it used to just disappear. He used to feel that someone is sitting on his chest. He used to feel that someone is sitting on his chest, and he didn't know what to do. So he told this to Ajay. So now Vijay was confused. He told, maybe you might be having some physical problem, go to the doctor, just check up everything. So they went to the doctor, they did check up, nothing, everything was fine. But somewhat, Ajay was scared to sleep. He said, nay, 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 I just don't want to sleep. I just don't want to enter that house, because whenever Ajay used to enter that house, he used to feel something very, when you enter some place, you get that negative vibe. So that was the feeling what, Ajay used to get whenever he used to enter that house. So always he used to just, stay away from that. So after they had their drinking session, the next day they went to the doctor, they did a test, everything was normal. So then what Vijay decided, that let's switch places. Okay. So now Vijay is sleeping on top and Ajay is sleeping down. Okay. That night, nothing happened. Okay. And he said, maybe that place, on top, maybe the AC is, directly coming on my body, and maybe I'm feeling that, maybe I'm getting like a stroke or something, when it is too cold you get a stroke or something, so maybe. So he said, "Okay, no problem, if you want, uh, you sleep down, I will sleep on top." But then Ajay said, "Nay, nay, 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 I have understood now that, nothing is wrong, it may be because of the AC, this, that, and all." So he said, "No, I will sleep back on top only from tomorrow." So Ajay was finally relieved that, okay, now it's nothing physical, mental, nothing. So next day, I mean the next evening, when Ajay decides to sleep on top and Vijay, decides to sleep on down, Vijay had something in his mind that, "Nay, kuch to hai. Something is wrong. I can see on Vijay's face. I can see that, something is wrong." So what he decides, that, he'll wait for Ajay to sleep, okay, on top, and from down he will notice what actually happens to him. Okay. So this is a shocking part right now. He waited for 1, 2 o'clock, and then everyone in the room, the other, uh, the roommates also went off to sleep. Now Ajay is sleeping on top, and Vijay quietly he gets up and he goes standing, towards the backside of the wall, and he was just peeping at Ajay and looking what is actually happening. And the shocking part was that he seen a black figure sitting on Ajay's chest, and he was moving up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So this way he was moving. The way Vijay got scared, but the thing is, he tried screaming. Okay, who? Vijay, who was standing in the corner of the room, who could see Ajay sleeping, and on top there was a black figure sitting on him. Sorry. He tried to scream, but he could not. Okay, somehow he managed to sleep that night. He got up and he told Ajay that, "I came to know what is wrong with you and what exactly is happening with you." So when Vijay told Ajay the whole situation, Ajay could not believe it. He said, "No, you may be dreaming or something, this, that, and all." He said, "No, I'm dead sure I seen some black figure sitting on you." So now this thing apparently became big in the sense that Ajay, it started affecting Ajay mentally, because when Ajay used to go to sleep, he could not able to wake up. Only he could feel the pain in the chest. But Vijay was the one who had seen that black figure. So then, both of them were completely disturbed for several reasons, because Vijay had seen the black figure and Ajay was experiencing that. So now they decide that to leave the country. And they had just come hardly 6 months, and they decide, no, no, we want to go back. And there's a different way of work culture here, that when you come, you cannot immediately leave. So they wanted to know, the company wanted to know what exactly is wrong that you want to leave. So after a lot of difficulties, they told this story, you know. And luckily, the the general manager, who is my cousin, who had told me this story, believes in such kind of supernatural stories, and he also is a fan of ghost stories and blah blah blah. So no one else in the company believed, because like everyone else in the company assume that they just don't want to stay in the company, that is why they're giving any excuse, and that is why they want to go. So my cousin, who was the general manager of that company, he said, okay, no problem, let's do one thing, let's go to a priest. Okay, so basically a maulana, because whatever names I'm talking about, they are all Muslims, not including my cousin. My cousin is definitely a Catholic, but the two guys, Ajay and Vijay, they were Muslims. I have just changed the names. So my cousin and the GM of that company said, let's, you know, take you to a Maulana. And staying in an Islamic country, it's very normal, you know, it's not that we cannot speak to them or vice versa, whatever. And this is back in 1991, 1992. Huh? This is a story that that time. So they took to the Maulana, he told everything. So basically, the story is that there was a kind of a jinn who was attracted to Ajay, and every night he used to come and sit on Ajay's chest. That is why the chest pain, that is what Vijay had seen, the black figure. So basically, it was a jinn who was attached and attracted to Ajay, and it was not ready to leave that. So that was the story, guys. And I don't know what exactly happened after that, but last what I know from my cousin is that they told Maulana to do a lot of prayers and this and that and all, and they somehow removed the jinn, or somehow told the jinn to, you know, leave Ajay. So that was the story. But just imagine, you know, how creepy this can be, because you don't know, you're going to a new country, okay, and then this thing happens to you. And especially Ajay did not see that, he could only experience that, but Vijay had witnessed that. So it's a combination of two people's story, but it is one of the scariest stories which I heard, and which I thought, you know, I would like to tell you guys. So yes, Sherry Fernandez, hey, what's up, Sherry? Thank you. You know, Sherry is a very beautiful person who always likes, comment, and always is there on all of my live streams and whatever I do. So thank you so much, Sherry. If you would like to share something, if you'd like to talk to me, please, the link is in the description. Do click the link in the description and join. I will get you on the stream and then we can talk. Anyways, for people who are there on Instagram, okay, I am mainly live on YouTube. Okay, it's a Jinn live session special episode which is going on. So do join me on YouTube. Okay. Anyways, till anyone does not come, what we are going to do is, what we are going to do is firstly, for people who are new on this channel, you need to support me, because if you like horror stories, if you like the horror content, then do support me. And the best way of supporting me is subscribing to my channel right now, and then you can like it, and then you can share it with your friends and family who enjoy the horror stuff. Okay, so now uh yes, so I've narrated one of the stories. Okay, now let's go to another story which I have. Just give me a minute. Yes. So now I will be narrating a couple of stories, but if anyone is there, they can definitely click the link and join the stream. So let's go to the next story. Meanwhile, anyone comes on the stream. Okay, it's a very short Jinn story, but this kind of story I've heard couple of times, and this is very creepy. So basically, it is a Saudi based story, and in the Middle East, it's very common. It's very common for jinns to appear and disappear, and they even believe. In their religion, they even believe. So the story goes this way. I'll read it and then let's see if I can explain it. So apparently, in Saudi, my aunt lived in a house that was always being visited by a particular jinn who used to annoy her family. Once she was lying in bed at night with her husband, but she felt that something was off, and when she left the room, she found her husband watching TV on the couch. When they went back to the bedroom, the jinn laughed and vanished. This was something creepy, and this is a story submitted by someone on one of the websites I just found it on the internet. So this is something creepy. You just imagine you are with your wife or with your partner in the room talking to them, and then suddenly you just go to the kitchen or you just go to the hall and you find your partner there. So now you are very confused that who is the real person. Is it the person who's in the hall, or is it the person who was there in the bedroom talking to you? But in this story, when the aunt found her husband watching TV in the hall, and when she took the husband back to the bedroom, the jinn laughed and vanished. Can you imagine? I am getting goosebumps right now. Satish, hello, sir. If you are there on Instagram live, please do come on YouTube because my main live stream is on YouTube. So do join me there. Okay. Uh, so that was another scary live story. Satish, I cannot accept your live stream or your request on Instagram. Basically, I'm live on YouTube, so do join me on YouTube. Instagram is just, I've just kept it open for people to get notified that I am on YouTube. Okay, so this was a super creepy, scary story. Let's go to the next one. What I got was, so these are the stories which I have got from the internet, and okay, so I'm going to read this story now. My great uncle went to visit his cousin in India. His cousin told him that since it was summertime and they would all sleep in the courtyard together. However, they told him he wasn't allowed to place his bedding in a particular corner. Apparently, a jinn slept there, and strange things happen if anyone disturbs that corner. My great uncle said it was nonsense and decided to sleep there anyways. One night, he woke up on the other side of the court. He laughed at first and thought it was his cousin who was pranking him and decided to sleep there again. The following night, the same thing happened. So he left a note next to the pillow saying, "Stop pranking me. I know there is no jinn." That night, he said he was pushed off his bed and his bedding was thrown on the other side. A note was thrown into his lap which said, "I sleep here." The scary part is, it wasn't that dark and there was no one there. Oh my god. I got goosebumps reading the story. There are couple of stories where when you read itself you get goosebumps, and there are a couple of stories when you feel that if you have felt that, you get goosebumps. So this is one of the stories which is super creepy. Just imagine that. And I've heard such kind of stories where that there is a particular place in everyone's house that you should not disturb, because that's the jinn's place. So if you disturb that, then it won't leave you. But you know my live streams, my episodes, I don't claim that there are 100% true, like jinns are really there or ghost stories are real. It's just for entertainment purpose. And there is another YouTube channel, Swapnil Narendra. His YouTube channel name is Aavirbhaav Horror Stories. For people who love Hindi horror stories, you should check out his channel. Uh, you know, I've understood that stories, whatever we have on all the other YouTube channels and everywhere else, it's for entertainment purpose. Because you can say at least a year back, I used to always judge the stories whichever I used to get on my channel, and I used to say, nay, it is true, not true. I only want true stories. But you never know which stories are true, which stories are not. Because for some who have experienced that, definitely it will be true. And once you tell that story, and a second person will not actually believe it because they have not experienced it. Because in my last stream I was talking about black magic, and I never actually believed in black magic. I never thought it would be practically true, and I always believed in that. But until and unless I heard a first hand story from the particular person who lives in the country where I'm living right now. We are in the Middle East, and she told me that her mother-in-law itself had done a black magic on her. So can you imagine? It's a first-hand story. She showed me some images and some creepy stuff which I cannot disclose, but in my last stream I had explained the whole story. So what I understood is that you can never know who have experienced it. And maybe, for example, now my friend, she has experienced black magic and she has told me, and I'm telling you guys. But a lot of people will say, nay, ye to jhoot hai. You never know what is true or what is not true. So from now on this channel as well, I'm not going to judge the stories. I'm not going to say it is true or not true. I'm going to listen to your stories. I am going to narrate stories, and it's all for entertainment purpose. And yes, uh, whoever is there on YouTube, whoever is there on Instagram, basically, mainly, I am going live. I am live on YouTube, so do join me on YouTube. Basically, everything sub maza YouTube mein hai. Instagram is just on so that people get notified. Okay, so back to my YouTube. So I'll just show everyone that I am mainly live on YouTube. How do I? Yes. So basically, I'm live on YouTube, guys. So people who are on Instagram, I am currently live on YouTube. And if you would like to share your ghost stories, or if you would like to listen to some creepy Jinn stories, I am live right now. So do join me on YouTube. My YouTube link is my YouTube link is in the bio. Click it and join. Okay. So I am going to keep my phone here, back here. On YouTube, my phone camera is much better. Yeah, I'm looking so nice here. Anyways, Sherry, are you still there? If you are still there, please do join. I would really love to talk to you, because you have been uh, sending me so many messages, so many comments. I would like to talk to you. Anyways, moving forward, I would like to share another ghost story, and especially a Jinn story, because this is a Jinn special. So, as I was talking about jinns, there is another story which comes from a Middle East country called as Qatar. Okay, so now there is a website called as yourghoststories.com, and a lot of people submit their stories on this website. So I'm reading and I am sharing with you a particular incident where a family witnessed something when they lived in Qatar. So the story goes this way. So there is a couple, okay, and they are mainly from Bangladesh. So the couple, let's name them, you can say Salman and Malika. So the husband's name is Salman and the wife's name is Malika. So Salman and Malika, basically they travel to different countries for work purpose, because both of them are teachers by profession. So wherever they get a job in an international school, they go there. So this happened in the year 2012 when they got a job offer in Qatar, in Doha. So both of them decided that for 5 to 10 years they will settle in the Middle East, and it was first time they were settling or entering a Middle East country. They always was in a Far East or Canada, US. So it was the first time. So it took a lot of time for them to get used to the condition, to the atmosphere, to the heat, and almost 6 to 7 months went normal. Then, since they had decided that they will stay for a longer period in this country, because normally they used to work for 2 years and then try, in a different country. Because they were getting old, they decided they'll settle here for 5 to 10 years, and then they will plan a family. They'll plan a baby as well. So after a year, everything, the first year everything was normal. They went to work, everything was fine. After a year, they decide to have a baby. Now, normally they say that when you get a family member in your house, it's a blessing. It's a reason to celebrate. But this story, what I'm going to tell you, when they decide to have a baby and when they're pregnant, okay, Salman and Malia, it was a disaster. It was a nightmare for them, because till date it haunts them. So when they got pregnant, okay, she had a lot of complications during pregnancy. During pregnancy, I said. But alhamdulillah, by grace of God, the delivery was normal. Everything was fine. They got a baby girl. Okay. So now Malia had taken her maternity leave for 6 months and she was at home. And now I'll describe about the place where they were staying. So they were staying in a villa where only two of them were there. And since now they have got a baby girl, they decided to get a maid as well, so that the maid can help them. So now Salman was on leave for a month or so, and then he decides to join back. Now Maliha is most of the time alone at home, at least for the first 6 months. So what started happening is that since she started, getting complications during her pregnancy, she her body was not physically strong anymore. And after pregnancy, after giving birth, uh, it gets difficult for a woman to get back to her feet. I'm not saying anything in a wrong way, but this is the story what I am telling you. So she was not keeping well, and that is why they had taken the maid was helping her, and physically, she was sulking. Emotionally also she was sulking, but then she had to be there for the kid. So after a couple of weeks, after a couple of months, she started getting back to normal. but she still had something that, something is there in me that, which is just pushing me down. I'm just getting negative thoughts. So then she decides to call her parents, and her parents are based in Bangladesh, so they came to Qatar, and everything looked normal. But her father, Maliha's father, and this, I'm talking about a Muslim family. So Maliha's father is very, you can say, religious, and 5 time namaz, everything, proper religious person who reads the Quran every day, who says his prayers, this, that, and all. So he felt that something is wrong with his daughter. So he speaks to his daughter Malia, and he asks her, anything is wrong, marriage is okay, any problem with husband, this, that, and all. So she says, no, no, I'm fine. It's just maybe, post pregnancy depression. Maybe I might be having that. So, and everyone here who are there in this story, all educated people, they never thought anything about paranormal, anything about black magic, anything about superstition, nothing. They were all thinking practically. Maybe they assume that it might be, you know, depression after pregnancy. So everything was, going around. Family came, this, that, and all. But still, Malia was still feeling sad, still feeling, she was still sulking. Something was wrong. And husband was there. He was financially, physically, emotionally there. But most of the time, he was at work. He used to just come during the evening time. So the reason why all this bad thing started happening is because of a jinn. Now I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you the backstory. So basically, when Malia was pregnant, she went to a particular park. Okay, so normally when you're pregnant, you doctor says, you need to walk and this and that and all. So she went to a particular park somewhere in Qatar, okay, and something followed her back, and that was the jinn. So normally, okay, as per the story what I'm reading right now, it says that jinn gets attracted to a newborn baby, and when the newborn baby is born, okay, they, what they do is they take the human baby and then they transfer it and they keep a Jinn's child. Practically, you might think that I am talking nonsense, but this is what is there in the story. So it says that I spoke to my friends and knowledgeable people, and they confirmed that in Arabian culture, the jinn sometimes come to take away newborn human babies and change them with one of theirs. They are called in English, I believe, challenging. I don't know what the last line meant, but this is what it says. They take away the newborn human babies, and change them with one of their babies. So this is a concept, or this is a story which I've heard. Okay, because I'm there in this country, I'm there in the Middle East for quite some time, and I speak to a lot of my Muslim friends, and I've heard this. Okay, and I'm not sure how far it is true or not. That depends on you. Okay, I'm just sharing the story. So basically, when getting back to the story, basically when she went for a walk, when she was 2 or 3 months pregnant, the jinn came to know that, oh, there is a newborn baby going to come. So the jinn got attached to this person, and after that, Malia started feeling sick and she had a lot of problems, but eventually she delivered and this and that and all. And the creepiest part is, how did they come to know? So basically, now Malia's father, okay, who was in the bedroom, decides to get up and sorry. Malia's father, who was in the hall room, decides to get up and go to the bedroom to call his daughter. Now Malia is standing and looking outside the window. Maybe she just got up or whatever, she was just looking out of the window, and the baby girl who was sleeping on the bed. Now Malia's father, when he enters the room, he sees that there is a very like a silhouette type of thing, black shadowy human thing standing over the baby, like in and around the baby. And when he seen that, he entered and he just screamed Malia, and he said a prayer. It's said also here, I seek it's said in the story, in the prayers it says, I seek refuge, God, from Satan. This was some line he said in Arabic, okay, and immediately that thing got vanished. Okay, so since Maliha's father, being a religious man, he knew what to say and when to say, and he said that, and the jinn vanished. And that is the time Maliha's father realized that it is not physical, not mental issue. It is something with supernatural. It is something with the jinn. And that's the time they went to a Maulana, to a priest, and they told the whole story. After a lot of prayers, after a lot of blessings, after a lot of rituals, things were better. Things were better. But things were okay only after they left that country. So they went to the Maulana, they said prayers and all. Somehow Maliha started to feel back to normal and this and that and all. She came back to normal. She was happy. She was excited. She was excited to see the kid and this and that and all. But every now and then, she used to sulk again. So after, 1-2 years, her father itself said, "Bahut ho gaya. Let's, go back to Bangladesh and settle there." Because now the main focus was that kid. There's a new family member in the house. They have to take care of that kid. So they decided to go back to Bangladesh, and now they have settled it. So this was the experience of Salman and Maliha's in Qatar, and especially related to a jinn. So this was another creepy story. Another creepy story. Hello, Dada. How are you, Dada? Last stream also you came. Thank you so much for coming again. And this live stream is basically about Jinn stories, and I was talking about Jinn stories. So thank you once again for coming. If you haven't liked the stream, do like the stream. Okay, and let's go on YouTube. No, on Instagram, people who are still confused, I will like to tell you once again that on Instagram, I'm mainly live on YouTube. If you want to find my YouTube channel, just go to my bio and click on the link there. Automatically, the live stream will open. So you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so anyone who's there on Instagram, the main live session is going on YouTube. Okay. So anyone who's there, I would like to tell again, if anyone would like to share their ghost stories, please do. There was Sherry Fernandes also who was there. I'm waiting for Sherry. Dada, if you would like to share anything about jinns in particular, because this is a Jinn live special, so do let me know. You can come and share your ghost, your Jinn stories as well, if you have anything in particular. Now let's go back. Meanwhile, people come, I will continue sharing Jinn stories. And the best part is, it's very exciting for me because uh, jinns also is a kind of a ghost, but there are types of jinns. So later end of the stream, I will open an article. We will be reading and understanding the types of jinn. So stay tuned for some exciting stuff where I talk about the types of jinn. Purvi, if you are still there on Instagram, I am live on YouTube. So do join me on YouTube. And today's live stream special is Jinn Stories. So do join me because I'm sharing a couple of exciting and scary Jinn stories. And if you also have, then you can come on my YouTube channel and share it. If you can't find my YouTube channel, just go on my bio on Instagram and click on the link. Automatically, it will open. Okay, so talking about jinns, as I told you, I will be talking about the types of jinns. But before that, I have another exciting story, uh, which is a very short story. So, as I was telling you, know that I found these stories from the internet. So basically, now this story is from a country called as Sudan. Okay, now Sudan is somewhere towards Africa side. Okay, and a lot of people in Sudan are also, you know, in terms of religion, they are Muslims, and uh, they also believe in certain kind of jinns or supernatural or paranormal, whatever you can say. So the story is very short. Okay, so basically, let's name the character mm, Mustafa. Okay, so Mustafa basically is from Sudan, and after a couple of years, working in the Middle East, he goes back to Sudan for for his vacation, and he's sitting in his farm, chilling, because Mustafa stays in a small village in Sudan, where he has a house made of, of mud. It's like a hut, and then they have a big farm, and then people sit in the evening and chill and this, that, and all. So one evening he was sitting, and normally in Sudan, you can say by 9-10 o'clock people used to go to sleep. This is a story, you can say it's mentioned here in the article. The story is from uh 1898 something, you know so it's a couple of years before, a decade or 2 decades before. So back then in Sudan, by 8, 9, 10 o'clock people used to go to sleep. But this guy Mustafa, who lived for all his life in the Middle East, was used to a different time of sleeping, getting up, this, that, and all. And so he decides that, to stay awake and listen to some music. And Mustafa is like a Bob Marley fan, so he listens to all Bob Marley music. He has that hairstyle, this, that, and also he was sitting outside in his farm, and he was just listening to music. So it had become, you can say, 12:31, 2 o'clock, and everyone is sleeping. And back then there was no street lights as well. Sudan as a country is not very financially rich, so not uh, much street lights or whatever. And anyways, he was sitting in the farm, so he could not see anything. So suddenly, when he was listening to music, and he was reading something, or he was doing something, drawing or doing something, he noticed from far away, like some light. And then when he looked on top, and when he actually seen, he could see fire. Now you can see the candle behind me, a flame. So something like that he could see. Then he got up from where he was sitting, and he decides to go a little bit in the front to see actually what it is, because it's a farm, maybe something must have caught fire or something. So he decides to go, and this flame is in the middle, not starting from the entrance or corner or something. It's in the middle, and he could see that the flame is coming towards him. Okay, but the crops and the trees in and around that was not getting burned at all. It's just a flame with a figure of a human coming close to him. So he didn't know what to do, but he got scared, because obviously in such situations you will get scared. And then It came close to him. It came closer, 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 and then he closed his eyes. But when he closed his eyes, he could feel a heat wave, a heat wave passing through. And then when he opened his eyes to check, there was nothing. So he clearly remembers that it was a flame with a human figure, okay, walking towards him in the middle of the farm where there are trees and crops, but nothing got burned. But when he closes his eyes, when someone is like someone is going to hit you or a car is going to come, you obviously close your eyes. So he closed his eyes. He did not feel anything. He just felt an heat wave, and then it went. So according to him in this story, it was a kind of a jinn, okay, and this was his experience. It's just the first and last time he must have experienced that. And according to him, uh, it was a jinn called as, I'll tell you, let me see what is there in the story. Yeah, he's saying the jinn's name was called as Ifrit. Yeah, Ifrit. So he's saying that it was a kind of jinn which was like an Ifrit, because Ifrit is a kind of a jinn which shape shifts or take a different kind of a form. So that was the story what I found on the internet. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, uh, anyone, whoever is there on my live stream, firstly do like, do share it, and mainly subscribe, because I'm a small YouTuber right now. And if you would like to see me growing, if you'd like to see me doing this on a daily basis, I need your support. And right now the only support I need is that you subscribe to my channel, you like the stream, because YouTube will understand that you guys are enjoying my content, and that is how YouTube is going to push it to more people who enjoy ghost stories. And you know before going to the next segment where I'm going to talk about the types of jinn, I just wanted to put some personal thoughts and put some personal feedback. So basically there are a lot of YouTube channels in India. I'm only talking about India, because I do only content related to the Indian, like people who are from India would be interested in that. So I have tried to search a lot, but I could not get a YouTube channel or a podcast channel who does Indian horror stuff, who covers Indian horror content in English. I have found a lot of channels who does that in Hindi, and the best one is Aavirbhaav Horror Stories. But I cannot find anyone doing that in English. Now, is it because the people who watch, they only watch content in Hindi, or there is no one actually there who does that in English? So if you guys know anyone who does that in English, I would like to know and understand if really there is people who like to watch and listen to stories in English, or they prefer the Hindi local language which is spoken in India. Yes, sir. I did take your name. Did someone say my name? Yes, I did take your name. I was just talking about you. In fact, in all my live stream, I talk about you. And finally, Swapnil is on my stream. I'm really, really excited. Swapnil, today's live stream is about jinns. I narrated a couple of crazy jinn stories. If you have some stories, then do tell me. Do join the stream. You know how to join the stream because you have taught me all this. The link is in the description. I don't need to tell you. So if you have anything, please do join. It will be fun talking to you. And for people who don't know, Swapnil Aavirbhaav Horror Stories is another amazing channel. He also does live streams, he narrates stories, and his narration, especially in Hindi, is really amazing. So अगर आपको हिंदी में कहानी सुनने का है तो आबिर्भाव हॉरर स्टोरीज को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो. Yes, so meanwhile, anyone joins the live stream, if Swapnil is joining the live stream, what I will do is I will talk about another Jinn story which I got from the internet. Okay, but just give me a minute. Just give me a minute before. Let me search the name, because I have couple of stories which I found on the internet. Okay, just give me a minute. Meanwhile, till I search the story, if you haven't liked the stream, you know what to do. You need to like the stream. You need to like it because YouTube will definitely push it. So that is how it is. So anyways, I told you by the end of the live stream, okay, I am going to talk about the types of jinn. And this story which I am going to talk about is about one kind of jinn. Okay, so let's firstly understand the different types of jinn before telling you the story. I'm not going to go in detail because at the end of the stream I'm going to share the screen and I have an article where we are going to talk about. So there are different kinds of jinn, like Ifrit is there, Ghoul is there, then Marid is there, and they are different in terms of how they have the powers and very different things. But this story is about a jinn which is called as shaitan. Okay, and simple terms, it's devil. And this is the most powerful kind of jinn who can do extremely bad to humans. So in simple terms, extremely bad in the sense none of the jinns, especially shaitan, can physically harm you, but shaitan has the power to influence you to do bad stuff. So when you get that inner voice that ye galat hai, ye sahi hai, karo, mat karo, when you get the inner voice of good things, no, this is wrong, that I did wrong, this, that, and all, means that is the good part, maybe the angel who is telling you. But when someone or when a thought comes in your mind that let's do something evil, let's do something sin or whatever, that is the shaitan, or that's the devil which is telling you to do that. Okay, so the story is basically, this is a story of a Middle East country. The country name is Oman, and there is a city called as Salalah. Okay, so now Salalah is one of the only cities in the Middle East which is green from the month of June till October. It's called as Kharif season. So basically, Middle East, it's hot, it reaches 50 degrees and it's desert. But this city in the Middle East country called as Salalah is green, it's raining. And of lately, when we had Eid break, I had visited this city as well. It's a very beautiful city, especially for people who are in the desert, and then suddenly you go to a place where it's raining and heavily raining. You will, if you're from India, if you're from Bombay, you will know how this looks completely different. But in each and every city, in each and every country, there is a bad side as well. You go anywhere in the world, there is a bad side of that city. So basically, in this city, a lot of people are famous for black magic and for jinns. So now this story is about, okay, I'm basically, I have read the story, but I'm just explaining it to you guys. It's about a nurse. So now this nurse, okay, let's name her Anjali. So Anjali is basically from Kanpur, but she has got a job in Salala, and she's new to the country. She has worked in different other Middle East country, but she's new to this particular country, especially this city. So she joins, and the story is from 2011. So she joins. For a month she's happy, and then after that incident starts happening. So basically, since she's a nurse, she got a company accommodation. Now the company accommodation is close to the hospital, and one of the most haunted places, it's not proven anywhere, but people say that one of the most haunted places is hospitals, because every day you can see, especially the staff, the doctors, the nurse, they witness death every day. So when Anjali joined, and she joined maybe in the month of May, and things started getting bad in the month of June, July. So I was talking about Kharif season, which is the rainy season in the Middle East, especially in that city. So normally when it starts raining there, a lot of accidents starts taking place, because people are not used to the wet roads, because it's always dry. So suddenly it gets wet, and then you slip a lot, and you meet with accidents. So the case was that one man, a local person who was driving, he met with an accident, and he got badly injured on his legs, on his stomach. So they took him to the hospital. Now Anjali was the one who was taking care of him after doctor did the operation, this, that, and also dressing and this and that and all. But the man was extremely uh was extremely bad, in the sense, in terms of his condition, that he was almost going to die. But somehow, they were still taking care of him, changing the bandage, this, that, and all. And the man actually did not take the accident in a good way. He met with an accident, and emotionally himself he just said, nay, I cannot live, because the accident was that bad. And normally they say that if you have the willpower, you can fight it, but he did not have the willpower itself. Every time he used to cry, he said, no, I cannot survive. And his half of the leg was damaged, and he was in extreme pain. So Anjali had a shift which was from you can say 7 in the evening till 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so as per what I'm reading here, 7 to 4. So that evening, it was extremely raining, and a lot of cases were coming in and around of accidents, this, that, and all. So Anjali was taking care of this person who met with an accident, and then she left at 4 in the morning. Now when she left, okay, the house, or where the apartment where she stays, it's just close by to the hospital, but there is a pickup which takes all the nurses, drops them, and then drops them back to work as well. But that night, or that early morning, when she left, she felt something different. She felt something heavy in her, but she must have assume that it might be because of work. She worked for extra hours or whatever, she was tired or something. So she decides she'll just go to sleep, and then next morning she'll see whatever has to be done. But the problem is that when she reached home, she could not get sleep at all. She tried sleeping, rolling here, there for till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. She was not getting sleep. She could feel something heavy in her. Then somehow she fell off to sleep, and then she got up because she had to go to work. So, she didn't get her proper sleep. And people who do night shift and then in the morning they don't sleep and they get up again, how difficult it is. So, she got up and she had to go back to work. Now, normally what she does is she goes at the registration counter, she enters, she does everything, and then she goes first, checks the roster, she checks whichever patient is there, patient is not there. But that day what she did is she went directly, and when she was checking the roster, when she was checking what is the duty, this, that, and all, she gets shocked to see that patient who could not walk till yesterday was in her room, like not in her room but outside her room, calling for help, saying that please, I need to change my bandage, can you please come. So in that process, in that suddenly it happened, she did not realize that boss, till last night you could not walk, and now how you're standing and telling me. So in that, it happened so fast that she said, okay, okay, let's go, I will come, you just go to your bed and sit, I will come and I will do the bandage work and I will change and this and that and all. So meanwhile he goes away, she's just entering herself, she's putting her haziri ki main idhar aaya and blah blah blah. Then she decides to take the bandage, all the medicines, and go to the bed. And strangely, she did not interact with any other nurse because she just came, she was just checking the roster, and then this guy comes. So she goes to that person's bed to change the thing, and she gets shocked to see that that person is not on the bed. Then after that, she goes to the another nurse who was in charge at that time. She asked, where is this person? So then the nurse says, oh, I'm really sorry to say, but this person passed away last night, maybe at 3:34 in the morning, and the body has already left the hospital. So when she heard this, she got extremely scared because that guy had come and told her that I want to change my bandage, can you come? And that is the time it struck her that, oh shit, how this can be true, because that fellow could not walk, and how did he come and tell me that I want to change my bandage? So this was something scary for her, and this was the experience which she have mentioned in on this website. But the story does not end here. The story continues because now is the entrance of the jinn, especially in this story. So what happens is that she could not believe, and then she extremely got shocked, and then she shared this experience with the nurse and everyone else. So there was another nurse who was you can say about 40, 45, and she had at least spent at least 20, 25 years in the hospital working. So she told that it's a very normal thing because hospitals is and are haunted because a lot of people die, and people who die, they don't realize that, and they keep walking around the hospitals in the corridor. So this nurse, the elderly nurse, told Anjali that it's okay, it's the first time you have experienced that, but you'll get used to this, that and all. But the creepiest part is that That man, spirit, was attached to Anjali because Anjali was the last person in his life who took care of him, who gave him medicines, who gave food and this and that and all, because there were family members, but they were not allowed to stay in the hospital. I don't know what was that particular reason. There was maybe one family member or something, but he got attached to Anjali. And for quite some time, as per the story, for 6 7 months, she could feel that heaviness on her back, but she didn't know. She spoke to the doctor, this, that, and she could not understand. And then after someone suggested her that you have tried all the possible ways of medical, physical, everything you have tried. Why don't you just go to a priest and check? So when they went to a priest, they found out that the man who died at the hospital was so attached to Anjali that he's still, holding her. That is why she's having the back pain. That is why, she's not feeling well for so many months. And then after doing a lot of prayers and this and that and all, then that man who got converted into a jinn, or it was a jinn or whatever it was, left Anjali's body. So basically it was the man's ghost or it was a jinn, that they don't know. But as per the priest, it was a jinn who got attached to Anjali. So that was a super creepy story which I read. That was a super creepy story which I read. Anyways, oh my god, it's 1 hour 17 minutes. Normally I just do 1 hour live stream and something super creepy. I'm really excited for Swapnil who came here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I think so. You know what? We should do another live stream together. But the only issue is that I was so caught up in work, and now because COVID restrictions are over, and my work is full 9 hours. Then families at home, families visiting, not getting time at all. But definitely, Swapnil, we shall plan a live stream where I'll get Priyanka as well, our favorite co-host, and we will talk something super super scary. I will surely message you very soon. I was just caught up with lot of work. Anyone else, whoever is there, please do join the live stream, and please, if you have anything to share, if you have anything to talk about, especially about Jinn stories, or in particular anything, you just want to talk about ghost, we can talk about anything, but don't talk about your girlfriends, okay? I will only listen ghost stories and ghost experience. If any love story or something, then this is not the stream. You're wasting your time. Ashwarya, she's on Instagram and she's saying, I recently started listening to your podcast on Ghana. My god, I'm addicted now. Ashwarya, why don't you come on YouTube? I'm mainly live on YouTube. Firstly, thank you for your feedback, and do join me on YouTube because I'm continuing the live stream mainly on YouTube, where I interact and share the ghost stories. uh Aavirbhaav Swapnil says that you can share the channel with a budding horror lover and make them your co-host. That person can get stories for the stream. Yes, and that is you, my friend. That is you. The problem is, my friends, not a lot of people love coming on my stream, firstly, because all of them are shy. The only two people who I caught and I forced them to come on my stream was Priyanka and Sachit. But Sachit is also busy, and Priyanka is also busy, but I would love to call her. I don't want it to disturb her because she was traveling and blah blah blah. But definitely we'll have another live stream together. It was just that I was very, 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 very busy. Ashwarya, if you are on Instagram still and if you can not find my YouTube channel, just go on the Instagram bio of mine and there is a link. Just click on that and join me. Okay. Sadly, I won't be able to become a co-host due to time restriction. Baba, you're not the co-host. You are the host. You are the owner of this channel and Aavirbhaav. You are the one who has inspired me to do live stream and to be consistent. Whenever you feel comfortable, you can come, my friend. And you do not have to have a friend as a coach. Just somebody who loves horror. Yes, I will find that person. Maybe ask on your Instagram and you may find someone. Definitely. Yes, actually, this is a good idea. Maybe each live stream, I can get a co host and they can get stories, and because talking to yourself is quite weird. But if people comment and all, it's more exciting because at least I'm interacting with someone. But yes, actually, couple of live streams before the 14th or 15th live stream, there was Aviril who normally joins me. I don't know if he's there right now, but he had come on the live stream, and at least for 45-50 minutes we spoke just about paranormal, and it was something fun. But Swapnil, thank you for the suggestion. Definitely I am going to find a co-host. And Ashwarya, uh, who's there on Instagram, I'm waiting for you on YouTube. I'm waiting for you to join the stream and share something. I'm waiting for you. So meanwhile, whoever joins the live stream, I will continue doing what I have to do. I will talk about, wait, let me share the live stream. By the way, Swapnil, if you're still there, I used to use this Melon app, okay, and I don't know what happened. It started giving me problems. I started, doing live streams, then suddenly, it just get disconnected, and I'm talking here like an idiot, and then when I seen on my other device that my live stream has stopped. So there was some problem with Melon, and then utna paisa bhi nahi tha, so I went back to StreamYard. But this is the free plan. I have not upgraded that. Slowly I will do that. But I don't know, I did not find Melon. I hope Melon app is fine and working good for you, because the camera used to lag and a lot of things. Now also it's, there is a lag, but there's minute seconds lag. But Melon, there was I don't know, there was something very different. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I am going to share the screen, and we are going to talk about uh, the types of Jinn. So just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Can you guys see I have shared the screen? Yes. Okay, you guys can see. Okay. So now this is an article. Basically, I also created an episode where I shared the types of Jinn, but that was in, it was not in detail. This I am going to go in detail and going to talk about the types of Jinns. So if you want to watch that video as well, do watch it. It's there in my YouTube channel. I will leave the link in the description once the live session is over. Swapnil is saying, even I had issues with Melon, but I stuck with it and now it's working fine. Hopefully, maybe I'll try again, because that plan was, very reasonable and cost effective. But StreamYard is good, but uh, it's little bit expensive, and Zoom also is one of the best, because Zoom, when I use Zoom, as per my internet connection, I never face any lagging issues as well. But then, Zoom does not have that cool features like how you can read the chats and this and that and all. So let's see, I'll stick to this, and hopefully, slowly I'll upgrade my plan as well. So yes, now talking about the types of jinn. Okay, there are 10 types of jinns. So firstly, to be very frank with everyone who's listening, I am not promoting, I am not uh, you know uh, promoting basically supernatural. It's just that I am talking, and whatever I do on this channel is for entertainment purpose. So whatever I'm going to read is basically from a website called as lifeinSaudiArabia.net. So it's going to talk about the perspective and point of view from an Islamic way. So I'm not going to, it's not that I want to hurt anyone, I'm not going to hurt anyone's feeling. It's just that I'm reading this article and I'm putting my point of view, and here we go. Okay, so if people who are feeling bad, please don't feel bad, and if people are feeling bad, then I don't know what to do. Sorry, I cannot be that serious every time, but just chill, don't feel bad. That is what I can say. Okay, so okay, there is something called as what do jinns eat and drink. Now I don't know if you can see the article. So jinns can easily see us, but humans cannot see them in real form. They reproduce, they have children, and they also have a religion, that is Muslims and non-Muslims. Here we have covered different types of jinns as per Islam. Okay, so it's very strange that jinns can see us, but we humans cannot see us. I was reading the history about jinns. Basically, jinns were created way before humans were created, and jinns were created by God for a particular reason. But then, but jinns were created with a lot of superpowers, in the sense, they could do a lot of different stuff. But then one of the jinns was very proud, and he did not wanted to bow down before God, and he convinced the other jinns that whatever God is doing, it's wrong. We have the power, we can do it. So God tells all the jinns that whatever you are saying and whatever you are trying to do is wrong, so do not do that. But the leader of the jinn, which is the 10th type of jinn called as shaitan, said that no, we will do what we want, and we will have our own way, and we will start deciding for ourselves. So then God gave them couple of warnings, but jinns did not listen. So then God sent angels to fight with jinns. So there was a basically kind of a battle which was fought between angels and jinns, or you can say angels and demons. And that is how, jinns basically became bad characters in terms of, or in point of view of God. So that is how they are bad, according according to us, or according to the religion. I don't know everything in detail, but what I have read, what I have understood, what I have spoken to my Muslim friends here, that is what I'm sharing. Okay, so maybe there might be different kinds of stories, maybe there might be different point of view, but this is what I have understood. And they are saying that jinns can easily see us, but humans cannot. Okay, and they can reproduce, they have children, and they also have religion. They can eat, sleep, drink. So if jinns can subscribe to channels, then humans also can. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just a shitty joke. So going to the first type of jinn. Okay, it's called as hin. Hinn. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Hin is a type of jinn that is close to animals and they appear in the forms of dogs. So basically, in India, there are some kind of people who love animals, and I and my wife come from that category where we love animals and especially a dog. So we had a dog, and just before we got married, the dog passed away. Until date, I am sad, and I understand, that when you lose an animal who is your pet, it's like a part of your family, so you feel bad. Till date, I'm sad in the sense that uh, I wanted our dog. Her name was Dora. I wanted Dora to be for a wedding, but she could not be there. But in India, a lot of Muslims. See, I'm not talking about religion here. I'm just giving an example. A lot of Muslims who are religiously following the religion, they never like to pet a dog. They never go to a dog because of this reason. Because when you are in India and when you're in your particular place, you just know few people. You just talk to them, and that is how your knowledge grows. But when you move out of your place, even if you travel to a different city, different country, and you start talking to different people, culture, race, personality, you understand the different mindset, the different point of view. And that is when I understood that why actually, according to the religion, a lot of Muslims don't pet dogs. I know there are a lot of different kinds of Muslims who pet dogs, but the scientific, not, you can't say scientific, the religious way of why they don't pet dogs, or why dogs are not very famous in the Middle East, is because of this. Because hin, okay, is like a shapeshifter. See, most of the jinns are a shapeshifter. They can take a form of a different person or different animal. But hin is a person. Hin is a person, I'm saying. Hin is a jinn. If you can see on the screen, they can shapeshift into a dog, into wait, what did you saying? uh Hin is a type of jinn that is close to animals and they appear in the form of dogs. In Arabic, hin means little. Prophet Muhammad said there are three classes of jinns: one which has wings and flies in the air, one which consists of snakes and dogs, and one which stays in places and travel about. Okay, one which consists of snakes and dogs. So that is why snakes, dogs, and yeah, I think so. Snakes and dogs are these two animals, especially the Muslims, especially the people in the Middle East, they avoid. And you'll find a lot of cat in the Middle East, but you won't find dogs. There are dogs, but it's extremely expensive to take care of a dog here, because there are any vets. So the price is anyways high. But cats are, you just go down the building, you will find cat. So a lot of people take care of cats here instead of dogs. So this is a kind of a jinn which is close to animals, which is called as hin, and they appear in the form of dogs. And that is why, if someone asks you now, you have got the information why religiously they don't prefer uh, petting a dog. The next type of the jinn is Ghoul, Ghoul. Ghoul, there is a series also on Netflix. I have already discussed about this. Okay, so it's something interesting. But let me read what is the description about Ghoul. So Ghoul is a type of a jinn known as a shape shifting. As I said, most of the jinns are shape shifting, cannibalistic, and blood drinking jinn. Oh, correct. Because in that series also on Netflix, it was all about blood drinking and this and that. And also, they kept it according to the type of jinn. So let's read further. It is said that ghoul feeds on the blood and flesh of human being, especially travelers or children. Oh my god. This is scary, man. Sometimes, when I read such things, no, गांड फट के हाथ में आता है यार. Especially I'm alone. कोई है ही नहीं रूम में. Get more scared. In Arabic, ghoul means beast. Okay, ghoul is a type of a jinn that appears to people in various forms and lead them astray in the desert and causes their destruction. In Persian books, ghoul is defined to have the legs of the donkey and horns of a goat. It is also it is also mentioned in a hadith. Prophet Muhammad said there is no infection, no serpent in a hungry belly, and no ghoul. Oh, see the image. So basically, what I know about this jinn or this type of jinn is that firstly they are shapeshifters, and they can come in a form of a human as well, and they mainly drink and eat the flesh of humans and the blood, and this is one of the scariest, I feel, one of the scariest, this because they can come in a human form. There is actually something called as chalawa as well, because there is a Pakistani drama which me and my wife was watching on YouTube named as Chalawa. But I don't know exactly what is the meaning of Chalawa. If anyone knows the meaning of Chalawa, or if Chalawa and Gol is the same thing, because that Pakistani drama, there was a family, and Chalawa, I think so, means like a shapeshifter who can take another form. That's the meaning, I feel, of Chalawa. I think so. Chalawa and Gol, is it the same? Not same. I still need to find out. But yes, Gol is one kind of a jinn which is a shapeshifter. And this is the image. This is just a normal image. Then how do you pronounce this? Is Jan. Okay. This kind of jinn is the shapeshifter that lives in deserts and usually appears in the form of the whirlwind or white camels. They are the enemies of ghouls. Oh, they are open minded about humans and were among the first jinn encountered by the humans, and they also can hide or reveal oasis in the deserts. Oh, so basically, as I said, each and every jinn is a shapeshifter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly or no. It's Jan, whatever. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm so confused doing this live stream that Swapnil is putting a lot of comments, but I am on the other tab, so I cannot see the comments. Sorry, I could not see that. Yeah, Chalawa is also a shapeshifter. Chalawa comes the word mirage. But Chalawa isn't a cannibal, it's only scares people. Oh. So is it a type of a jinn, or it's just a different name for goal or whatever? Let's find out. I'll find out what is it, because I watched that series. Whatever, any series or any movies come related to horror, I watch. Even if it is from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, I'll just watch everything. Now, for people who don't know, there's a YouTube channel called as DK Films. Okay, so yes, good. I was talking about Chalawa. So it's a small YouTube channel, and I've been following and subscribed to this channel from quite some time, almost 4 or 5 years. And they have the short films and short movies and very good concept, all different kinds of thriller, superhero. Even they recreated Shaktiman as well in a mini web series on YouTube. So now on DK Films on YouTube channel, just go and check. There is a new mini web series called as Chalawa. So it's basically again, it's about Chalawa, and there is a criminal who's in the jail, and who has killed 50, 60 people without even touching that. So in the trailer, this is what they have showed. So it's going to be very exciting, and you know we guys need to support such content, such small channel, and that is how they can grow, and that is how they can become big, and that is how they can get the freedom of doing such crazy projects which no one is ready to take up. Because if you see horror content, especially Bollywood, or especially the mainstream, they don't take the horror content. And even if they take any stories, that stories are not actually converted you know in a very good way. If you read the story, then yes, it is scary, but they have not adapted the story in a very good way. Then they'll put sex, and they'll put songs, and they'll this fuck the whole story up. But yes, go check the DK films on YouTube, and you will get to see something. Because even I'm excited, because it's going to release this weekend, I think so, 5th or 6th of August it's going to release. So I'm excited. So going back to the types of jinn, I spoke about John, then I spoke about Marid, I think so. Yeah, Swapnil was telling about Marid. Is it that? No, that is different. Chalawa is an entity and not a type of a jinn. Oh, okay, okay. In Pakistan, they call every ghost a jinn. Yes, actually, yes. This is kind of true, but the thing is, it's it's not Pakistan. It's basically all the Islamic countries, all the people who follow the religion, who follow the Islam has a religion. Because in Quran as well, jinns are mentioned. Because in my office there are a lot of Muslim friends, and I just wanted to know what is the basic concept of jinns and this, that, and all. So according to what my friend, who not a friend, a colleague who's working in my office, he told me there are two types of jinns. There is good jinns and there are bad jinns as well. So a good jinn will protect you. They will be there around you, okay, and you will not know. Like how we read in the article, that they can see us but we cannot see them. And there are bad jinns who will harm you. And one kind of bad jinn is the last jinn, which is called as shaitan, which we will read about it. But let's read about Marid is a type of jinn that is a huge and powerful. They are also mentioned in pre-Islamic Arabian mythology. In Arabic, Marid is used to refer to giants. According to the information in some pre-Islamic mythology, Marid is described as the most powerful jinn with great powers. They have free will, but they could be compiled to perform chores. Oh, so this is one of the most powerful jinns as per this article. No, I meant Chalawa comes from the word. Ah, I see, my friend. Maybe they call Baba. Baba. I read baby. Baba, they call all sorts of spirits jinn. Like in India, we call spirits bhoot, pret, atma, etc. In Pakistan, now they use only one word. Yes, 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 yes. Correct, correct, correct. Bhai, I'm not telling anything wrong, but I was just telling you that here in Oman also, when I ask them about ghost stories, they say, what ghost stories? And I ask them jinn stories, then jinn stories is there. Baba, they call. This I read. टिक 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 अरे अभी क्या हो गया स्लो हो गया इससे उसके ऊपर एक हिंदू जिन था that does not make any sense. They say उसके ऊपर एक हिंदू जिन था that does not make any sense. See now, you know even I don't know, if it makes sense or if it does not make sense. uh just a minute. Can you guys hear me? Because mic testing 1 to 3. Can you guys hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Yes, I think so. There was suddenly on my screen it shows internet connection problem. डर लगता है यार. Then this gets disconnected, you know. So yes, what I was telling, I was talking to Swapnil. They say उसके ऊपर एक हिंदू जिन था. See, now I don't know how far this is true or no, but this is a first-hand story which I spoke to my colleague, because this guy, you know, he's the only guy in the office who I chill with, I talk to, I do everything with him. He's kind of a friend, but I call him colleague. Uh, so whenever we have free time, you know, we only talk about this, and he's very interested in all such things. So in this article also where I'm reading, in the beginning it says that there are Muslim jinns and non-Muslim jinns as well. So I asked him, like, you know, how this can be, because religion, you know, we humans created. At the end, God is one, everyone is one, we all humans are one. The religion was created later on. Then how, you know, there are Muslim jinns and non-Muslim jinns? I asked him the question. But the thing is, even he did not have a proper answer, because, you know, we as kids, especially in religion, are taught not to question back why. Just whatever is there in the book, whatever is there, you have to believe that. But it's always good, you know, to ask why. Like, a ghost will not have a religion, it does not make sense, you know. But he told me one thing, that see, when God, okay, basically Allah, if you translate that, it's God. Now God is one for everyone. When God created jinns, it was just one kind or one type of jinn, okay. But after jinn got separated from God, then they created different types, different religion, different community. But still, this is what he told me. But still, I, you know, it does not make sense for me. I don't know, you know, I will respect everyone's point of view, but for me it does not make sense, because a ghost will not have a religion. Yeah, like, jinn is a jinn, ghost is a ghost, you know. I don't know, this is a question which cannot be answered. After we die, maybe then it can be answered. But yes, they say uske upar ek Hindu jinn tha. That does not make any sense. Yes, it does not make any sense. But now, you know, according to them, there are so many articles where it is mentioned that there are like Muslim jinns and non-Muslim jinns. I don't know, very scary. The thing is, jinns are just jinns. Yes, beer is just beer, wine is just wine, jinn is just jinn. There is no Hindu, Christian, or Jewish jinns. Jinns mentioned in Islam only and other Arabic religions. Hindus, Hinduism does not have jinns. Yeah, actually, I feel this ghost, jinns, chudel, chalawa is just as per your religion. If you are a Muslim, then it is jinn. If you are a Hindu, then it might be chudel. If you are a Catholic, then it might be a ghost. Yeah, that is what it is. But as Swapnil said, you know, as Swapnil always tells on his channel, that we are no one to judge. Whoever comes and share their stories or whatever we talk on our platform, we are not going to judge. It's just we are talking about the paranormal, we are talking about the horror content because we love it, and we will respect and you know, enjoy this content in a peaceful way. We are not going to, you know, disrespect anyone, because, you know, a year back I used to be that way. Like, you know, whatever stories I get to hear from the people who share, I always used to judge and say, nay, 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 this might be fake, this might be true, and this and that and all. But then after, you know, listening to stories, after experiencing myself, you never know what the other person must have experienced. But for you, it might be something, bachkan, kya hai, kya baat kar rahe hai. It is not true. So from now on, I'm not going to judge anything. But yeah, there are some facts like Swapnil is saying that, jinns are just jinns. You can have it with water, you can have it with soda, but jinns are just jinns. Anyways, let's go ahead with the types of jinns. Let's go to Marid. Okay, Marid, I finished most powerful jinn. Ifrit name, actually, I didn't know. I got to know about watching this movie from Bollywood. Anushka Shetty. No, not Anushka Shetty. Anushka Sharma. Yeah, Anushka Sharma. The movie name is Pari. Yes, that is the time I came to know this type of jinn, Ifrit. So let me read something about it. Ifrit is the type of infernal jinn that is powerful and cunning. Oh, they are also known. Oh my god, I am having a throat infection. My throat is paining now. 4 weeks before, I had an ulcer in my mouth, and it took a week for it to go. Then, after that, 2 days before, someone was sick in my office. Oh god. Someone was sick in my office, and we told that person also, Bhenchod office mata. Okay? But वो still आया माँ की आँख. Really, I'm getting frustrated. He still came to office. भेंचोद काहे के लिए, अगर सिक है जाना घर पे सो जाना, बट नहीं, काम करने का उसको क्या मिलता है काम करने के लिए माँ की आँख. He came to office. I went to his room. I think so. He was coughing or this, that, and all. And I went to the doctor today in the evening because from past 2 days my throat is itching, and now doctor said it is like a throat infection. The thing is, if I'm drinking water, also it's paining. If I'm talking, also it's paining. And at least 3-4 hours before the live stream, I just kept quiet. I didn't speak to anyone, so I could rest my vocal cords. But now it is paining. I'll just try to finish this and try to end the stream as soon as possible because now it's hurting me. Okay, I was talking about Ifrit. They live underground in societies structured along ancient Arab tribal lines. They generally marry other jinns, but they can also marry a human being. Humans use magic force to enslave them or even kill them. They are often described as ruthless, wicked creatures. Ifrit jinn is also mentioned in Hadith. So basically, they can marry they can marry humans, and because in the movie also, which I was talking about, that Pari, uh, they showed that Ifrit marries humans and they give birth as well. So it's a combination of a jinn and a human. Now I don't know how far this can be true, but as per the article it says. But there is an interesting part about this jinn is that humans use magic force to enslave them or even kill them. So humans, maybe by using black magic, can control this kind of a jinn. Not, you can't say control them, but you can say fulfill their wishes. Maybe this is where the black magic comes in picture, where humans do a lot of black magic and tell this kind of jinn that I want this, I want that wish, I want that wish, blah blah blah. So maybe this might be that kind of jinns. Now let's go to the next thing. Now this is SHIQQ. I really don't know how to pronounce this. Sheik. SHIQQ. What I did was, whenever I cannot pronounce any name, I just type it on Google, and then obviously the pronunciation comes and it's very easy. So Sheik. Sheik kebab, I really don't know. Is it Sheik? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Sheik kebab kya hai ye? Because you look at the image also, it looks like Sheik kebab only. Dude, be serious. Don't make fun. Benchot, you'll come to know that I'm making fun of them, and then mera hi Sheik kebab ho gaya idhar. Sheik is a weaker kind of jinn that looks like a monster, half formed creature. In Arabic, Sheik means split, and it is evident why it is called so. Okay, that's it. No much information about it. See now, the article says that jinns were created many hundred of years before humans. Okay, and then humans were created. So I want to know, before humans coming, who wrote the history or who knew the history about jinns? I want to know that, because when I was speaking to my Muslim friend in office, he didn't know that information. I want to know who told humans about jinns, because it's not that humans were there before jinns. Jinns were there before humans. So if jinn is talking to another jinn, maybe they can talk about humans, that okay, humans were created after 1,000 years and blah blah blah. But who told humans about jinns? I want to know that. I want to find out that, and I want to understand that. And actually I want to get someone on my channel who's extremely knowledgeable in terms of this particular topic. But you know the person who would be extremely knowledgeable will be maybe the priest or the maulana, whatever, and it gets very difficult to get such kind of personalities on such channel, because for them it won't be good. Because being a Catholic, I once wanted to call a priest, and I know the priest very well. He's like a family priest. He comes home, he eats with us, and we go for trips and this and all, a very close family priest. And I told him that, why don't you come? This was initial days. I said, why don't you come? I can talk about God, I can talk about devil especially, and what is the belief and this, that, and all. So he, with kind words, he declined. Firstly, he said that, being a person at the front line, in the sense like they are the face of the religion, they cannot actually come on such kind of platforms and talk about such things. But I want to, I want to speak to someone. Maybe I'll speak to someone. Okay, because now in terms of jinns, I need to speak to a maulana or someone who's really really educated. And by the way, for people in India, they say that whoever comes from the Middle East, sheikh habibi, sheikh basically is not a person who's rich. Sheikh is a person who is well informed and well knowledgeable in terms of the religion. So how you put in Christianity, how you put Reverend Father Joseph or whatever, Reverend or that father, that's like a term which they use here. So if someone is a Sheikh Muhammad bin Salim, means he's a religiously well informed and educated person. So hope to speak to someone like this. Then let's go to the next jinn. That is, let me see how this is. Nesness. Now I put this on Google and it says Nesness. Yeah, NES, Nesness. So Nesness is another weak type of jinn, usually known as of the offspring of Shik and human beings. They are the hybrids of human like and animal like forms. In the book of Thousand One Nights, Nusnus is described as a half human being with half head, one arm, and one leg that hops on its single leg. Look at the image, man. Look at the image. The image itself is scary. So basically, Nusnus is a weak type of jinn, and it looks like a human, but it is just half of a human, like one hand, one leg, one side of the body, on one face. Dude, just imagine if you're just walking somewhere, if you're just driving and you see this kind of a jinn, ऐसा गांड फट के हाथ में आएगा ना. Okay, let's go to the next jinn, which is called as Palace lives in deserts and is known as a foot licker that attracts the sleeping people and drains the blood from their body by licking the sole of their feet. Palace has low intelligence and can be fooled easily. Oh my god. So that is why as child, we used to get scared of keeping our legs out of the bed. If you remember, if you have witnessed this, that as child growing up, sleeping on the bed, putting the bedsheet from head to toe, but only my leg or my toe used to be out of the bedsheet, because that is the time you feel that hot and cold feeling. And then whenever my leg used to be outside of the bed, I used to feel something that koi to niche se aake, they're going to grab me. Maybe it was the movies what we seen as child, but this is something relatable. And now though I will not keep my legs only out of the bed because after reading this, so I'm going to get scared. They are known as a foot licker, so they suck humans blood, you know by sucking on the toe. Oh my god. And look at the image. How they do these images, man. How they know that it actually looks like this. Let's go to the next one. Next din is Silat. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Silat is the smartest shapeshifter creature that can mimic human appearance very easily. They are also part of Persian folklore and are also described as the misinterpretation of a Mangoan warrior. Oh, so they are the smartest and they can shapeshift and mimic human appearances. Oh my god. But I don't know anything about this kind of jinn, because I know about Ifrit, I know about all the other this, but this I have not read about. But most of the jinns are shapeshifters. It's just different kinds, and I don't know who made this different kinds of jinn as well. Maybe as Swapnil said, jinns are jinns. Maybe it's just one. Maybe we humans must have created different types of jinns. How we humans created different types of humans as well. नहीं नहीं तुम लोग एशियन, नहीं नहीं तुम लोग गोरे लोग, नहीं नहीं तुम लोग काले लोग. Maybe humans only must have created all this. Now coming to the final this, which is uh, Swapnil is saying humans must have met jinns in a party. Yes, and that is how it was created. I think so. That is how it was created. You never know यार, क्या सच हो सकता है, क्या सच नहीं हो सकता है. बट हम लोग को क्या, हम लोग सिर्फ इंजॉय करेंगे कंटेंट के लिए. So this is the most exciting jinn which I'm going to talk about, which is called Shaitan. Okay, so Shaitan is the devil and the mischievous jinn, as confirmed by Islam. He only has the power to cast evil suggestions in the mind of human beings. Shaitan, or called as Ibis, is a type. I'm sorry, Ibis is a type of shaitan which is a well known because he refused to bow down to Prophet Adam. Sorry, what am I talking? Although the word Ibis is mentioned 11 times in the Holy Quran, the term shaitan is more prevalent. No doubt, Ibis is sometimes referred as shaitan. The terms are not interchangeable. So basically, the name of this jinn is called as Ibis, but also known as shaitan. And this, I feel, is the most powerful jinn because it says that it can cast evil suggestions in the mind of human beings. The story what I told you just before, talking about the type of jinn, I was telling you about this jinn. So remember, this is a kind of an evil entity or an evil jinn that will suggest and give you bad ideas. So basically you are never wrong. वो लोग बोलते हैं ना, हम लोग गलत नहीं है, हालात गलत होते हैं. So that is how it is. But you need to understand what is right and what is wrong, because you know at the end, no matter what, God is the most powerful create creator in this world or in this universe. Devil, shaitan, jinn, ghost, atma, pret, everything, whatever we can call it, they can only manipulate a human to do bad things, but at the end it depends on us. So you need to decide what is good and what is bad, and the first decision in terms of doing good is subscribing to this channel. So do subscribe to the channel. This is one thing, you will do something very good because God is blessing you. But that shaitan is telling in your mind, nahi nahi nahi, subscribe mat karo, like mat karo. But you need to decide now. But on serious notes, I feel this is one of the scariest jinns, because the other jinns, yes, okay, hi, how are you, whatever, but this is, I think so, as per what I know, as per what I read, and as per what information I got, that this is the leaders of all the jinns as well, because Ibis was close to God. Okay, I'll tell you another story as well. Was close to God, and so God decided to create humans after couple of 100 years. So Ibis said that no, we are more greater, and God was going to create Adam and Eve. So God said that you need to bow down to humans. So Ibis, so-called shaitan, said why we should bow down, because we were created many years before. They have to respect us. We have more powers than anyone. That is why God, when creating humans, did not give extreme power to humans. Like jinns can fly, they can shapeshift, they can do a lot of things. But when God created humans, it was just a basic, normal manual car. Jinns are automatic, humans are manual car. So Ibis said, no, why should I? He was very, proud, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. So he was the one who actually, in our religion, called as the fallen angel. So basically, Ibis was also a part of the community, or part of the place where God used to, be with the angels and jinns and other people, or other creators, or other humans, or whatever other people around. But Ibis was the one who said, nay, I'm going to have a separate life. I'm going to do everything on my own. And, just leave me alone. And he was the one who influenced the other kind of jinns and other creatures, whatever, to go against God. But eventually, God has created them. Okay, so they are God creatures. So there is a story. Now I'm going to the Islamic and Catholic side. Okay, because Islam religion and Catholic religion is somewhat connected, because it comes from the same base storyline. So there is a story, but before the story, I'll tell you that God told Ibis that do whatever you want. Okay, but I am not going to give you power to harm humans, because I'm creating this new type of people, and they are going to love and respect me. So Ibis said, okay, till the judgment day, according to Islam and according to Catholic, there is a judgment day where God is going to come and pass a judgment on every human being who did sins, who did not do sins, and going to pass a judgment basically for everyone. So Ibis told, until the judgment day does not come, just leave me alone, and I won't harm humans, but I will make sure that they will do bad. So basically, according to this article and according to what my understanding is, that the devil, in short, will try to force you to do bad stuff and extremely bad stuff. But you should be wise enough and you should know what is good and what is wrong. So the story goes this way, that just a minute. Yeah, I'll just stop sharing the screen because I think so we are done, but I will yeah, this was the type of jinn. So the story goes this way, that there is a prophet called as Prophet Job's, Job. Okay, you can research about him as well. So now Middle East was the place where a lot of prophets and a lot of people from my religion and from the Islamic religion, the people, the characters were there in the Middle East. So now Prophet Job's is one person whose tomb in the sense whose grave is there in Oman, in a city called as Salala. The Job's tomb is still there, so you can research about it. So the story is that back then, when Job was alive, he was extremely rich. Rich in the sense he had, like, 15 to 100 goats and camels and big field, good family, kids, this, that, and all. He was extremely rich. Now richness is different, like if you have money you're rich, but back then if you have sheep, field, blah blah blah, you're extremely rich. So he's a very happy person. And back then people used to live for 500, 600, 700 years. That was the lifespan, but now the lifespan has decreased because of our lifestyle, what we eat and this and that and all. That's a different story. So for almost 80 years, okay, Job, or we can say Prophet Job, he was extremely happy, rich, this, that, and all. And he always had a very strong faith in God. He said, whatever is happening, it happens by the grace of God, and I will accept whatever it is. So wife was there, children was there, this, that, and all. And each and every child's birthday, he used to celebrate extremely grand. Like he used to call the whole village, he used to have a big function, and do a lot of expenditure back then. Then suddenly Job started falling sick. His crop started getting dry, crop started getting spoiled, sheep started dying. Whatever he had in his life went away. His children slowly went away. Some of them passed away, some of them died. So basically God started taking everything from him. Now the backstory is that once upon a time, God, and there were a couple of other angels and demons and this and that, and they were having a conversation. So the demon told God that, look at Job, he's so happy and this and that and all, and he loves you so much. But the minute you remove all this richness of the luxury from his life, he will stop believing in you. So God said, no, I believe in Job, I believe in humans, and he will not do that. So God, so the devil suggested God that remove everything from his life, and then you see, if he does not curse you, then change my name, or whatever he must have said. So God decided, okay, he gave permission, because God himself will not do bad things. Remember, God, if anything bad happens in your life, it's not done by God, it's always done by your decisions in life, and by the evil power, or by the evil spirit. So God gave permission to do anything to Job, but do not take his life. So the devil slowly took the all his properties, the cows and the goats and whatever they sold it, or they died. The children also passed away, and only his wife was alive. So now eventually the wife also got fed up of him, because they didn't have money at all. He completely got sick, he got some sickness, maybe cancer, lost his hair, this, no money at all. And his wife was frustrated, saying that, what is this, you were praying to God for so many years, and this is what he did for you, this is what he is giving us the reward. So Job, till then, he still believed in God, and he still said, I still trust in God. And every day, whenever, for almost 5 to 10 years, when he was going down and when he was not feeling well, he kept praising God, and he never said that, he never questioned God also why. He always said, I trust you, I have faith in you, I will do this and do that. And there, the devil was getting irritated, like, how I am taking a lot of things, I've taken his family, I've taken everything, but still how this man is you know survived, and this and that and all. I mean, still how he survived, and how he's still keeping faith in God. So the wife also was frustrated, and this, that and all, and she asked Job, like how you're keeping faith. So Job only said one thing, that, see, for so many years God took care of us, and now God is testing us. So let him do the test, because whatever God does, he does it for the right thing, and I'm not going to question. So the basic story is that, uh, you know, God put Job on a test, and he commanded, or he suggested the devil to do whatever you want to do. And devil tried everything, took everything from his life, but he did not lose hope. So the reason why I shared this story is that, you know it's the devil, it's the jinns, it's the bhoot pret, that who will suggest you bad things to do in life, but never ever do bad things in life. And with that with that, I am done with the live stream for today. It's almost 2 hours 18 minutes. Thank you for everyone who came here, starting from Madhuri, then Sherry, then Datta Dada, and then Swapnil from Aavirbhaav Horror Stories. He was there for quite some time on the channel, and he spoke to me for quite some time. I don't know why he did not join and speak to me. Maybe he was busy doing something. But yes, it was a fun live session. And for people who are watching this after the live stream, if you have stuck till here, if you have reached till here, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. And if you'd like to join my stream, if you'd like to come on my stream, please do come. Let's talk about some ghost stories, let's talk about something nice. Okay, so thank you, Swapnil, for coming. Thank you everyone for joining. And for people who want to watch more horror stuff, do check out my channel. There are a couple of good horror stories, especially in English. And for people who love to listen in Hindi, do check out Swapnil's channel called as Aavirbhaav Horror Stories. You can see it on the screen right now. Uh, yeah, Aavirbhaav Horror Stories. So he does live stream on Monday. So go there on his channel on Monday, and Tuesday you can come here. So thank you once again. And uh, last, what I can say is read it on the screen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I shall see you in my next live stream. Ciao and good night. Good night, people.